Welcome back to a new week on Out of the Bowl podcast. I hope you're having a good start to September. This is a Monday, and on Saturday Mark and I are going to Bali and Singapore. So I have woke up this morning feeling super excited for the week ahead and getting to Saturday on that plane. I cannot tell you how excited I am to go to what for me is a dream location. I never thought I would be going there. We're going to stay with some friends in Singapore, so I'm looking forward to catching up with them. And well, Bali, I intend to read lots and lots and enjoy just the surroundings and being somewhere completely different and switching off. So lots to do this week, and I am kickstarting the week with my podcast, really celebrating September's second-hand September theme, because vintage, pre-loved, wearing vintage clothes has been very much part of who I am. My wardrobe is 50% vintage, I would say 50% high street. I used to have my own vintage clothing business, and I cannot walk past a charity shop without getting lured in to see what you can find, because there is nothing more exciting than finding something really unique that you know that you can bring back to life and carry on its journey. Our home is full of pre-loved second-hand furniture, and I really do believe that we can create a more sustainable way of life through this. Alongside the high street, I'm not going to lie, some of my clothes I like shopping at Zara. I'm not going to lie about that. It'd be hypocritical to say that, but I think we can all make small lifestyle changes to make it a better balance. And today's stylist guest is all about that. Today we're going to be talking to Sara Ibrahim, and she is the founder and lead stylist of SIMA, which is all about sustainable personal styling. She really does believe that you can go shop in your own wardrobe and you can create a wardrobe that really meets all your needs, and you can also create a better shopping habit that's more suitable for you and the environment, whilst being individual and creating your own style and look with effortless and chic. It can all be done, and I love Sara's approach to what she's doing and how we can really show our personalities off through our clothes and express who we are. And as we come into midlife, so many women are left feeling invisible on the high street, so perhaps incorporating a different way you look at shopping and clothes might be the forward way for you. So grab a coffee and enjoy. So good morning, Sara. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you, Rachel. Thank you for having me first.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I'm so glad we've connected. And we were just talking briefly before we went live that you've just been down to London this weekend, haven't you, to soak up the atmosphere and see what it was like. How was it?
Well, it was joyful in the end.
Hmm.
A lot of people, a lot of family, picnic around, people having picnic.
Yeah.
So it was a kind of, good atmosphere in the
Yeah.
end.
I definitely would have gone if I'd have been London based, but yeah. New week ahead, and we've got lots to talk about. I said in your introduction briefly about the work that you do, but before we really get dug into it, I ask all my guests if they could describe themselves with 3 words and why you chose those words.
Oh my God, oh my God. So now 3 words. I'm quite energetic, full of energy, Sarah, maybe too much sometimes. Passionate. I love what I do, and I mean, at least people say they can see it, that I like what I do. I always say that I'm a sustainable personal stylist from the bottom of my heart. So it's something that it came from passion to profession, from passion to business. But we will talk more about that. And quite dedicated. Yeah, I would say.
I love those 3 words, and I don't think you can ever have too much energy. Sorry.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Good.
you've talked briefly about what you do, but and I described it in the intro. But how would you describe what you do to people? What are you all about?
So do I describe? So I work mainly with female professional entrepreneurs, with women in quite interesting moments of their life. So menopause, it's one of those. So I have a lot of menopause, lovely lady who are struggling with anything, I would say. But the main thing is with their self-esteem, self-confidence. There's a lot of lack of self-esteem and self-confidence in that specific moment of any, I would say, woman, life. And why? Because repeating what they say, Sarah, I can't recognize myself anymore. This is not me. This is not my body. I used to be X, now I'm completely different. Who is this person? Styling, and from my perspective, right, as a sustainable personal stylist, developing a better understanding of your needs, priorities, your body shape, who you are, who became now this person. So having a conscious, approach when it comes to fashion, when it comes to colors and anything linked to the fashion system, it's an amazing anchor. It can help definitely a lot of women. Have seen, them changing a lot. So it's not focusing on, I used to be that size, I should go back to that size. And I always say, first of all, you're not a size. You're not a number. I'm sorry to break this kind of stereotype, but you're not a number. Anyone is a number. Anyone on the other side is made by proportions, and they change because we change. Yeah. So we can't actually stick on that number, letter. Can you imagine? I'm Italian originally, so we have letters. We don't have numbers when it comes to the size method, right? When I moved to London, I've been thinking, how can these women do? They have the American system, the English system, the French system, the European system, the Italian system. I mean, in here you have brands from all over the world. Yeah. That's mad. Yeah.
And every shop has different sizes of that same number. So
because they are, exactly, because they are American, because they're French, because they are German, because how can you deal with this thing? Yeah. No way. I mean, for me, it's too much, seriously.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I've actually done a recent survey with 200 women, all over 40, and 25% of them admitted to cutting out their dress sizes from their clothes because they were embarrassed about them. And that's because we've got so hung up on society about what sizes should be.
It's crazy. God. I know there's a lot of pressure, that's true, from designers, from the system, from the fashion system, from influencers now, from certain stylists, I have to admit. Yeah. It's mad.
So how did you even get into the styling industry? Where's you, because you are passionate about fashion and sustainability, so where did it even all start?
So I have to say a long time ago, I have to say that it was thanks to my mom. When it comes to sustainability, when it comes to second hands, when it comes to starting from what you already have in your wardrobe, because the most sustainable clothes are the ones you already have. Yeah. That's the core of my business, So I help my ladies to start focusing on what they have and potentially go shopping according to their, body shapes, modern size. Yeah. Having said that, my mom used to be like that. So she started introducing me, into that kind of mindset that if you don't like it, you might find a different way to wear it. She's not a stylist, by the way. Or you might ask, someone else from your community, your network, are you interested in this jacket? I don't like it anymore, or it doesn't make any sense, to me. Take it. It's a gift. So that kind of rotation and circularity, around fashion, I grew up with that, idea. On the other hand, I study history of art, and I have a master in art therapy. So all the emotions, feelings I developed, for my studies, all of that when it comes to regular life, when it comes to how to deal with pressure, how to deal with stress, how to deal with anything in life. So the conscious styling, comes from all of these experiences, past experiences. And then I moved to London. London is the capital of secondhand and vintage. So I took it as a sign. I was like, yes, it is. Now it's the moment. And I got my qualification officially at the London School of Styling as a professional, stylist, fashion person. And that's it.
Amazing. Have you noticed is there a difference in attitudes to women's bodies and how their confidence is between Italian women and the UK? Did you notice that kind of cultural difference?
Okay, so common line, I'm sorry to say that, nobody is happy. Sorry, but it's true. I haven't worked with anyone actually starting from the point, you know what, Sarah, I'm quite happy, but I want to do better. No, the common line is, I don't like anything.
Yeah.
I don't like myself. I don't like my skin tone. I don't like my hair. I don't like my whatever. You know, the list is quite long.
Yeah.
So that's the common line. On the other side, I mean, Italians and I belong to that group, but we have a different shape, right? So we are bottom heavy. You ladies are more heavier, heavy.
Yeah.
So you have big shoulders, you are taller than us, you have really important posture, right? So the consciousness, comes from in here. Sarah, I don't feel confident with my boobs. I don't feel confident with my belly. I don't feel confident with my torso, upper. In Italy, it's more hips too big, button too big, thighs are too big, and that. Yeah. But generally speaking, quite rarely, women are happy. And even, let me be honest, thin ladies, and it doesn't matter if they're English, French, Russian, whatever, there's always something wrong.
That's really sad though, isn't it? Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really sad. And it says a lot about what we've all been kind of indoctrinated over the years, over the generations to believe about bodies. Yeah.
And believe me, Rachel, breaking the biggest stereotype, if I'm thin, I'm cool, I'm sexy, I'm whatever, just starting breaking, that stereotype. Yeah. I can easily say the most complicated clients I had so far, thin ladies.
Really?
I tell you. Because the expectation is really, really high. Because they compare, themselves constantly to the thinner.
Yeah. It's dangerous, really, isn't it? But, the work that you do, when you talk to people about styling services, I think there's an expectation where people have got this in their head that they suddenly have to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe because they haven't got anything in their wardrobe. So how do you change that mindset? How does the process work where you can actually go into someone's wardrobe and look at it with fresh eyes, I guess?
Yeah. So I post quite constantly. I have just posted actually a post on LinkedIn, right? So my post, my blog, my website, my Instagram is all about starting from what you already have. So it's a quite clear message. So if you approach me or if I approach you, I tend to be quite clear. I'm not that such of stylist who is going to bring you shopping and make you spend a lot of money and piling new stock on top of the stock you already have. Yeah. That's not me. There are so many stylists out there doing that, but that's not my approach. It's not better or worse. It's just not my approach. Yeah. So my approach, as I said, is, okay, let's start from where you are. So this is yourself now, right? So do you know your proportions, measurements? I'm not talking about weight. I'm not talking about height. I'm not talking about sizes. Yeah. No, it's proportions, is numbers when it comes to arms compared to your torso, compared to your legs, compared to your hair. Yeah. That's something completely different. So you have we know that now. And now we can project, your new you into what you already have in your wardrobe. Sarah, I don't like anything. You keep wearing 20 items out of 100. Of course you don't like them because you are bored. Who wouldn't? Yeah. On average, a woman in UK wears just 20% of what she owns. That's mad.
Yeah, it is.
So why should I bring you somewhere else and go shopping if you have 80 items unworn in your wardrobe?
Yeah. And what's the how easy is it to change people's mindsets when it comes to shopping though? Because it's almost like a kind of fix. If people are having a bad week, it's like retail therapy. How do we change that mindset? I've always loved vintage. I used to have my own vintage clothing business, so it's very much part of the way I live my life. I can't walk past a charity shop. But I know for some women that's quite daunting. They wouldn't know where to start. So how can we change that conversation to make them realise that actually they could find some amazing pieces out there? They just need to know where to look.
So education is step number one.
Mm.
Talking, it's step number two. But okay, let me say education and showing more than talking.
Yeah.
When it comes to styling, people needs to, who doesn't know actually what I'm talking about, what is this conscious styling about, sustainable styling about, Sara? You see what I'm talking about on my outfits, on my clients' outfits. So that's why I constantly post, my client's final result. In the end of the styling session, I kindly ask, them to just take some pictures. If I don't have a professional photo shoot, because some of those like the idea of having me and take, professional pictures, for the branding, for themselves, for the weight, for whatever.
Yeah. I love that. I want more women to go out there and get photographs of themselves, because I think it's so good for their confidence.
I know. And we've been talking about that, if you remember. So the thing is, I want women see and start thinking, hold a sec, she's not a professional model and she looks great. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't have to be, let's stop with that thought, only perfect, even if where is perfection, but anyway, let's say even only perfect women can do certain things.
Yeah.
Like modeling, like showcasing or whatever. If you want to do it, do it with the good help.
Yeah.
It could be the stylist, it could be a really nice photographer, it could be a really caring environment. It should be a really caring environment. Yeah. So education and make people understand through senses, through their eyes, this is possible. It's not just talking about sustainability and being conscious. It's seeing the results, being concrete.
And you were talking at the beginning about well-being as well, and how our clothes and what we wear reflects our mood, really, doesn't it?
A lot.
So how do you get women to kind of not be scared to express their real personalities?
So as I said, when I start working with a new client, the first impact, it's an impact. Don't make me wrong. It could be quite, how to say, a quite strong impact, because I bring a completely different mindset. So if you have been through the same attitude and same mindset for 30 years, meeting the Italian stylist could be a little bit, oh my God, what she's doing. Yeah. And wardrobe, any wardrobe is quite delicate. It's a quite intimate, place. Yeah. Because there's a lot in there. Feelings, emotions, thoughts, blah, blah, negativity, majority of the time, blah, blah, blah. So it's really hard. It could be hard, but what I kindly ask all my clients is, trust the process. That's the only thing I kindly ask. You are not there. They don't trust themselves at the beginning. That's the truth. Yeah. They don't trust themselves. Otherwise, they couldn't come in.
Exactly. They wouldn't find you. Yeah.
They don't trust themselves. But if you booked me, you paid for the service, trust me. Trust. You paid. So you spend money, time, and energy. So trust me and trust the process. And that's it.
And what are the kind of, because obviously you do see into people's wardrobes, and I'm guessing, is there a kind of common theme that women in midlife kind of are sticking to in their patterns and are reluctant to change?
So women in midlife, they think they can't wear colors. No way. So they turn themselves, even if they don't like it, and that's quite funny, because you see that they're like, oh my God, now I'm a midlife woman, serious, I put on weight, I can't wear red. Yeah. Sara, I can't. was like, who told you that you can't wear red? Just because you are in your 60s, and they say, oh, I love red. I love it. I love a red lipstick. I used to wear red lipstick all the time, but now I can't. Who told you?
Yeah, who made these rules up?
All these rules, they come from, honestly with you, the majority of the time, from nowhere. They come from themselves. They come from, okay, now I should be serious. I'm in menopause. I can't do what I used to do because it's not fair. It's not right. So it's all about breaking down and try to realize who told you that, why you think that, why you overthinking the majority of the time. Why do you do that to you? Like red, you should actually wear it with passion, and the power, comes from deep inside. And you will fly, and people will look at you and say, look at that butterfly.
But don't you think that's the thing, the fear of other people's judgment? Because in the past, particularly women, I've seen it on social media, women are very judgmental of other women.
Oh yeah.
And have opinions, and I think that comes that's born out of their own fears of aging.
Absolutely.
And how to look.
Absolutely.
And it's that fear of putting themselves out there in a bright red dress.
Absolutely.
And worrying about what somebody else will think, isn't it?
You know what makes me really sad when I hear something like, if I wear red or whatever, certain color, certain style or whatever, people are not taking me seriously. Especially in the workspace, right? If I don't stick into that kind of dress code made by who knows who, you know what? People are going to say, oh, well, she's superficial. Oh, yeah, she's into fashion. No, all of that. So she's not professional anymore. That's unbelievable. We are in 2022 and still women first, and a man, of course, but let's say women first. They're still stick on these kind of ideas and mentality.
And I'm sure you have seen massive transformations where women have started incorporating colour into their wardrobe and are loving it, and then you see them really blossom.
Absolutely, especially in corporate world. Thank you for that. It's white, black, and grey, beige in summer, in spring, summer. If you're lucky, if the environment allows, you to be a little bit brighter, let me say. But the majority of the time, women, but also men, let's be honest, but talking about women, they don't like it. They feel like restricted. They feel like sad, I want to say, but I had to do it. So the really interesting moment in when they from corporate, especially after lockdown, how many women left? No, for me anymore. Game is over. I don't want to be part of this game. And they started, exactly, and they started, thanks God for them, a completely new life. They had a life change, a career change, and they come to me and say, so Sara, what next now? Because even if I didn't like that dress code, it was safe. It was a uniform. I didn't have to think of anything in the morning, blazer, trousers, shirt, that's it. Over and over for 25 years. But now I can express myself. I'm my boss. I'm my own boss, How can I do that?
So really, fashion and clothes can really be empowering, can't they?
Oh my God.
It can be empowering.
Absolutely.
What's the process of so when a woman's got their wardrobe sorted out and you've helped them and supported them and they've created their kind of capsule wardrobe, how do they move forward then to keep that sustainable theme in their wardrobe? What's the kind of process there?
So the process comes from helping them putting a system in place in their wardrobe. So 99% of the time you open your wardrobe and you don't have any clue. I mean, that's why you stick on wearing the same pieces, because you know them.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that many times I ask questions like, so do you have this and this and this and that? And the answer is, well, let me think. I should have it, but I don't know where.
Yeah.
So you can't actually be sustainable and conscious if you don't see, if you don't know first, and if you don't see what you already have. That's why you keep worrying. That's why, sorry, you keep buying, because you don't remember. So that's why step number 2, after the acknowledgement of your body shape and body proportions, step number 2 is, okay, now we jump into your wardrobe and we try to put a system in place. So when you stand in front of your wardrobe, anytime you open your closet, oh, now I own it. I want this, this, and that. 2 minutes, game over. That's it. Because the more you stand in front of that, the more you start thinking, I don't have nothing to wear. I'm not good enough. Look at that. Oh my God, that dress was beautiful 20 kilos ago, but now I can't dress. Blah, blah, blah. We have to avoid all of that, especially menopause.
Yeah.
That's why I kindly ask my lovely menopause, ladies, plan in advance. Don't put yourself in a situation where emotions are driving you. We have to avoid that. So that's why you have to be concrete, system in place. So I know that this blazer goes with this and this and this and this and that. Perfect. I'm in the mood of that. Good. Blazer done.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's possible.
It's interesting because I am really quite organised in my wardrobe now, and it's in a good system, and I'm going through the menopause, and sometimes I have huge rushes of anxiety. And if I'm going out somewhere, even though I'm kind of normally quite organised, I will suddenly look at my wardrobe and I don't know
What
what the hell I'm
next?
going to wear
I
today.
know.
I feel rubbish.
I know.
So I can see how that forward planning is really
I know.
important.
Absolutely. And we do that with a lot, in our lives. We try actually as women, to be quite, okay, I have to organize this, I have to organize that, I have to organize this, because we like that. We feel more secure, when we face a specific situation. Why shouldn't we do it with our wardrobe? Sorry, it's not a priority. Really?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it would help avoid a lot of stress.
Oh my God, yes.
About how we feel. Yeah, I completely get that. And obviously it's secondhand September, so this subject is kind of even more highlighted, which is an amazing thing this for the whole of the month. But how do you keep that conversation going all year round? How do we encourage people, and why is it so important that people become more sustainable? Because it has having a massive global impact, isn't it, on the
absolutely. So thank you for mentioning this amazing campaign run by Oxfam, which is a huge international, charity. And so I'm really close to the main aim. So the main aim, just to summarize it quickly, it's for 30 days in September, Oxfam invite people to buy secondhand as first choice. Right? And I love that. And I tend actually to make secondhand September with my clients all year, So secondhand, vintage, renting, sharing, swapping, all the sustainable, and conscious options when it comes to sustainability in fashion. From my personal point of view, they should be choice number 1 all the time.
Yeah.
But for some people, they're not. So that's why getting involved, in campaigns and interviewing, a sustainable personal stylist who can tell you that's not true that secondhand clothes are dirty, they're not cool, all these stigmas and taboos, So showing you, oh my God, Sarah, you look so trendy. Well, it's 100% secondhand.
Yeah, see,
really?
I love that. If I'm wearing stuff that people comment and I'm like, yes, I bought it from a charity shop for 50 pounds.
Yeah. Okay, so this comes from a swap, and I'm not joking. It comes from a swap, and whatever. My trousers, you can't say it now, them, but they come from a charity shop, and I always go, like a pricing list, but it's a sustainable pricing list. So this is a swap. This is an exchange. And they look at me like, you're joking? Yes. I mean, of course it's possible. When you get into a charity shop, you have all the trends. in that.
Yeah. And that's the other thing though, that key word there that you just said, trends. Do we need to follow trends?
Trends.
Do we need to follow trends,
Trends.
or can we just ditch the trends and do our own thing?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Start doing your own thing. Do it for me if you don't want to do it. Stop following these crazy trends. But going back to how can we be more sustainable, to your previous, question, how can we be? We want to be trendy because, Sara, I want to be a sustainable, trendy consumer. Perfect. Go and find your trends, into charity shop, into vintage. They're super trendy. You find actually all the season. I mean, 3 years a season, collection from Zara, from whatever, So you find them in charity shop, so you can be trendy. You don't break your bank, actually, because you're not spending so much money. You are still wearing your clothes and upload, something trendier from charity shops.
And they are so much more. I've noticed such a big difference in the last 10 years in charity shops. They are so much more organised now.
Oh my God,
everything's colour coordinated. It's just like going into a normal fashion boutique.
Yeah.
But just you are being more sustainable and more conscious about it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And I'm going back to kind of other rules that you've seen in women's wardrobe, other patterns. You mentioned colour. Are there other things that kind of stand out to you?
I love that. So colors, patterns. If I look back, when I moved to London, I was really Italian, really matchy. And I love that, right? It was me almost 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Living here, now my style, it's completely different. I love mixing and matching, clashing patterns. I love colors. And when my clients, see me and say, okay, so it's possible wearing polka dots with flowers. Yes. Yes, but you might find a kind of underlying meaning to balance, your full and final outfit. You can wear anything you want. This is my, idea right now. You can wear anything you want, but first of all, you might actually own it, and on the other way around. You own what you wear. You own the pattern. You own that color, and you walk like, look at me. Yeah. I'm owning it. It's not the other way around. It's not fashion or my wardrobe, jumping into my life, and I feel like the pressure of fashion. No, it's the other way around. Yeah. And with patterns, it's a lot. There's a lot in that. But according to your body shape, you can pick the right patterns.
I used to be scared of wearing patterns. I must admit, in my 40s, I completely avoided wearing patterns. And now I wear a lot of patterns. I'm wearing black today, ironically, but I do normally wear really bright colours. And it makes such a big difference to your mood.
Absolutely. When curvy ladies, they come to me and say, Sara, I'm curvy, I can't wear patterns. Again, who told you that? Yeah. Well, if you look at the blogs and really not fair and not conscious, idea, they say that if you're curvy, you should go for this and this and this and that. If you're curvy, you can wear anything according to your personality, needs, priority, and of course, proportions. And you can go for big if you want, smartly.
Yeah. I see. It's about, like you say, education, isn't it? And really looking
all about that
wardrobe with fresh eyes. What kind of top 3 tips would you give someone starting that feels really overwhelmed, that hasn't got the confidence yet to book a stylist, but that's kind of the process that they have to go through before they get to you? What tips would you give people when they're kind of feeling overwhelmed with their wardrobe?
So number 1, start thinking, I don't really need anything. I mean, everything they say I might need. If you scroll, on Instagram, on any of the platforms, we should actually buy constantly, because we get, all of these adverts and all of that's, I'm sorry, ladies, but that's marketing, and those are businesses, and they have to sell. Yeah. Fair enough. They have to make you think, I need it. Do you really need it? So that's number 1. Ask yourself, oh, that's a beautiful blazer. Well, I have 20 blazers. Do I need blazers number 21? Secondly, I would say, again, you are not a size. I'm sorry to destroy this amazing. You're not a number. You're not. You're much more, thanks God. A lot more. So try to stop focusing too much on that. I used to be that size. I should go back to that size. Otherwise, I'm not enough. I don't feel good. I'm not confident. I'm not blah, 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 blah. You're not. And number 3, start enjoying it. Fashion is power, is confidence, is colors. Fashion should help us, not put us down. Yeah. If that's the purpose, that's a toxic relationship. And fashion wouldn't be something toxic. Yeah. We deal with so much in our life. Clothes, no way. They should actually lift our mood and make us feel better. If they don't do that, I'm sorry. No, it's not me. I don't want you in my life. I have enough.
It's like that, and I can't remember her name now. I'm having a menopausal moment. You know, the Japanese lady that did a lot about if things don't bring you joy in your home,
oh yeah,
keep them. It's like that, isn't it, for clothes? If things don't make you feel good when you're wearing them, why have you got them in your wardrobe?
Exactly. Yeah. So why? And so if someone told me, you know what, Sarah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with buying and piling stuff and keep wearing 20 items out of that. Okay. I haven't seen one happy behaving like that so far. Maybe I was not lucky. I haven't been lucky.
But if they were happy, they wouldn't use you, would they? They wouldn't come to you if they were happy. They wouldn't need styling and help, would they? Yeah.
Even if they don't come to me, talking to them, right? You can see, I have to buy that. Why you have to buy that? I mean, nobody came to your place and say, you should, you have, you must. No, you decide to buy that. You can decide where, how, if to buy anything. Nobody forces you.
It seems to me that when we get into our 40s and 50s and beyond, that we do have that kind of time where we can really start questioning everything again. And, you know, there is so much influence on social media, and I see it all the time. And even people that I would say that they promote apparently sustainable fashion, they're still wearing a new outfit every day. But it's about questioning it all, isn't it?
And that's hard, let's be honest. Yeah. I'm getting there, you know, midlife myself. So, oh my God, where I'm going, this and this and that.
Yeah. And how are you feeling that? Because I do know that you've got your 40th coming up soon. So how are you feeling about approaching midlife? What is your attitude?
Where I'm going. Yeah. Is this the right path? Am I doing right? Yeah, of course. And menopause and this and that. And do I still like myself? Do I still like what I do? Yes, thanks God. But yeah, a lot of questioning, of course. And women do tend to do that. For men, it's easier. I don't talk about that. They don't talk it. That's fine. Well, but no, I don't talk about that. It's not important. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
It's interesting because when I was little, I used to like nothing more when I was like really young, playing in a dressing up box. I would spend hours in a dressing up box. That was my kind of thing. I loved it. And it seems to me we go through life and we lose that excitement about how clothes make us feel, don't we? Yeah. And it's about getting that back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why tip number 1, but I would have said tip number 1, tip number 2, tip number 3 and 4, blah, blah, blah. Have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Try to get, you know, again, back to that kind of, oh my God, I'm wearing this dress. I love it.
So going back to kind of secondhand September, have you got any kind of favourite places that you go to shop to look for bargains that people might want to go and check out, or is it all top secret? You don't want to share it?
Well, I shouldn't actually share it because it's part of my business, bring my clients, to charity shop. But the thing is, I'll tell you the areas, okay?
Yeah.
Go to Richmond, go to Wimbledon, go to Fulham and Chelsea. And I haven't said anything else.
Right,
so seriously, those areas, my area, right? I live in Fulham, and I've been living here since I moved. So I have really good connections, with managers. And I used to be a manager of charity shop myself when I moved to London. So I'm still in touch, with those lovely people. So the areas, yeah, definitely. Notting Hill is a good area as well. Oxfam now, the old Oxfam, charity shops, all of it, London and UK, they're running amazing, bargaining and amazing.
And they're online now as well, Oxfam.
They're online. They have a really, really good, place online as well.
Yeah.
They're huge, so they can do that. They can spend a lot on marketing, and in communication and marketing. So well done. I like Trinity Hospital as well. They have amazing stuff. Octavia, well, you know what? You can find good deal almost everywhere. As you mentioned, now they've been through a better layout, thanks God, because when I moved to London, it was like, oh my God, that's too much. And I have a lot of clients say, Sarah, please, charity shops are beautiful. Yeah, I'm with you, but I can't stand them. They're too messy, confusing. I mean, I can't. Yeah. So that's why you have to understand. If you have a place, a system in place of your wardrobe, your mind, when you go shopping and say, oh, hold a sec, I know that I need this and this and this and that to match this and this and this and that. And then you go straight. You don't need to go through any embracing, no, you go straight to the point. So that's why it's extremely important developing and putting a system in your mind when it comes to your styling needs.
Is there an optimum kind of number of outfits that you should aim for in a wardrobe? Is there a kind of common number that?
Not really, Rachel, not really. Even when it comes to a capsule, I've seen tiny capsule, 20 items, that's it. Have seen actually a capsule with 100 pieces. How can it be a capsule? Well, capsule, I know that for generally speaking, people think it should be small. Yeah. But if you had, I would add something like, it should be more than small, it should be ready for you. So I rather prefer helping you to put a system in place, a capsule wardrobe with 100 items, and you wear all of them, more than, no, we should stick on 20 items. And then you are unhappy, you feel bored, you don't like them in the end, and it's all about the same. So you know what I mean? It's really depends on your personality, because for some bubbling, personalities, it's more important, this kind of changing. Yeah. But always starting from, are you wearing all of them? Yes. Perfect.
Because obviously some days we're in a really bubbly, lively mood. Some days we want to be a bit quieter.
Exactly.
And whatever mood we wake up in has to match the outfit that we're wearing.
It's all about owning your wardrobe. Yeah. Not the other way around. When you feel all of the place, it's because you don't own it. It's actually, it's like that in any situations, isn't it? Yeah. If you don't own it, you feel a little bit, oh my God, what is going on? And feelings and emotions and thoughts and blah, blah, blah. No, we have just to be a little bit more balanced.
Yeah. Can you sew? So are you a seamstress as well? Do you do your own alterations and things, or do you go and take them somewhere else?
Both. It depends. If it's something small, I'm happy to do it myself. If it's something big, no. I love, tailor. Tailors are amazing people. Yeah.
We need to use that, because that was kind of, I remember my grandma was a seamstress, and
I
remember people used to just make their own things, and we got out of the habit of getting things altered, didn't we? And if our bodies are changing, we could still get the clothes altered.
Oh my God. When I bring some of my clients, because The other thing I usually say, if you can't wear it before bringing it to a charity shop, because when it comes to charity shop, it's where the clothes they can't actually sell, where they go.
Yes.
And the majority of the time is landfill.
Mm.
So we should actually find other options, sustainable options before going to charity shop. Even if charity shop, get a lot of money, and they can live thanks to the donations and selling. So I'm not saying stop going, but at least acknowledge that you can have some other options before that. And going to a tailored, it's one of those, you go, you bring your jacket, it's too small, and they make a coat. And you say, how does it come? Well, that's it.
I love that. Something I need to do a bit more of. And I love having dinner parties, because whenever my friends come over for dinner, they always come into my wardrobe and take something back with them that I don't want anymore. And I love that.
I want to be one of your friends.
Well, I want to come shopping with you in London.
So invite me on one of your dinner parties, please, Rachel. I will behave. I'll try to behave. Don't get all over the place because,
well, I'm going to come shopping with you. That's what I want to do.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I would love
Thank you so much. So if there's kind of one leaving message you would like to leave ladies when it comes to it, what would it be?
Well, as I said, I'm so pleased when I can help anyone, and feel and look better. So this is the point. You don't have to look better. You have to feel better first. And then everything's going to be wow. And then you will get that wow moment constantly. But try to keep from the inside first.
I love that, and it is all about that connection with ourselves, isn't it? There's so much talk and so much pressure on our appearances on social media.
Oh my God.
But it's actually how we are feeling, and that's the most important.
Nobody asks that. But everybody asks to look younger, thinner, sexier, whatever. So being outside. But my process is inside out. Yeah. I try to help, my lovely ladies to go this way. Yeah. Inside out.
Love it. Thank you so much. It's a subject that I'm passionate about as well, and I love what you're doing. And how can people find you? Where's the best place for them to come and find out more about your work?
So I'm quite active on Instagram. So find me under SIMA Stylist London. And then LinkedIn. I'm quite active on LinkedIn. And these are my main, platforms. So feel free to get in touch with me. LinkedIn is Sara Ibrahim.
Yes, I shall put your links in the show notes. And my last question that I ask all my guests, because I really want to encourage women to be more kind of kind to themselves. So if you were to pay yourself a compliment, what would it be?
A compliment. Keep going, Sara, and trust yourself.
Trust yourself, that's the biggie. Yes, you're doing amazing stuff, so thank you so much. I'm so glad we've connected. I'm looking forward to talking with you again in the future. Thank you, Sara.
Bye.
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 Well, I hope you found that interview with Sara useful and food for thought, and I love that idea of really questioning, do you need it? And also questioning where all these kind of negative narratives about how we look and how we dress as we get older has come from. So don't just accept things, don't accept those rules that have been kind of forced on us over generations, and really have a think about where that narrative comes from. Because once you start thinking about it and questioning it, it gets much easier to see it for what it is, and that actually you don't have to stick to any rules. You can ditch them all and just be yourself and embrace that. But do you really need it? It's something that's really important, and I think it's something that I'm very conscious of. I am an influencer, and I am involved in marketing, but I am very careful about what I choose to promote and the amount of the quantity of clothes that I will buy new or accept, because it's really important. We all have a part to play in this, and I'm going on holiday next week, and I have consciously not bought new clothes this year because I hardly ever wear my summer beach clothes. So I will be posting lots of lovely photos from Bali and from Singapore, and you will be seeing clothes that I have worn several times before, because I am not my life is not about showing you everything brand spanking new. It's about showing you life and life as it how it is, and that's not having something new to post every single day. So that's my thoughts on it, and I will be enjoying my time there. So have a great week. I will be back in a fortnight, and yeah, keep being fabulous. Bye for now.